Hey guys, Sean Arden here. Just want to make a quick video for you on space care actually. I made a pretty wicked, awesome PowerPoint for you guys on it. Because a lot of you guys, if you got my email or if you're just looking into it, a lot of you just been checking it out and you're probably looking into like, what is space care? Like, it sounds pretty cool. And it's like, you're not gonna lie, it's probably one of the coolest ideas I think mankind could potentially come up with because of the what it can provide for us as a society and what it can do for like mankind as a species and a race. It just takes us to the next level. So I want to prepare you in advance for this video because it may blow your mind a little bit. It may take you from earthbound to spacebound individual. And what I mean is like you're gonna literally, by the end of this video, I'm gonna show you how space care can essentially bring us forward in time and help us evolve as a human in a generational society, and basically be maybe mark the time where like people look back at it or like this time be like that was the time whenever everything just started booming. But anyways, let's get into it for you. So space care, your guide, Sean Arden, me. Next slide. What we're going to cover: the most common questions about space, the most common questions about life, the most common question about death, the most powerful forces in the world. And then we got space care introduction, how space care works, space care's policy coverages, the benefits of space care for space exploration programs, the benefits of space care for society standpoint, and what's next. So let's dive into it. The most common question about space. I know for me, when I was thinking about space, like I'm very curious about space, but the most common question about space is like, where does space begin? How did the universe begin? What is the universe made of? And will the universe ever end? What's in the space between stars? What's it like to live and work in space? And what happens to a human body in a vacuum? That's actually a space question, the last one. Like, what happens to a human body in a vacuum? And it's actually a question that people ask about space because when you think about space, there's like no creatures up there, and it's like there's no oxygen, so it's like, so what happens to the body like unprotected? That's kind of why I threw that in there. Pardon my cough. So we're gonna move on to the next slide. The most common question about life, it's like, am I happy? These are just, I got these off a poll, off a blog, where it's like, I reviewed it and was like, these are actually really good questions. And it's like, this is the most common question about life. It's like, one of them, the first one was like, am I happy? Am I grateful? Do I like my job? What new things am I learning? Where is my career going? Those are like, there's no other question about life that are just like, these are just the main ones most people ask themselves on a frequent basis. It's like, am I happy? Am I grateful? Do I like my job? What new things am I learning today? Where is my career going? That's just basic questions we all need to understand and to evaluate as a person, as a society. That's something we need to do and follow through on asking those questions, getting proper answers. So, next slide for you guys is the most common question about death. This is not gonna lie, this is a slide where it's like, I don't like talking about death, but I have to talk about death because it's like, space care will essentially solve a big piece of death in one of these questions. It's like, one of the most common questions about death is, am I going to die? When am I going to die? How much pain will I be in? What will happen when I die? And will everyone else be okay? There are other questions about death that we didn't really cover, but those are the main ones that each and every one of us has to face someday. And I'm going to hop on the next slide for you, but I will mention about death a little bit. Death is kind of a spooky byproduct of life. It's a spooky byproduct of life. It's like, you're here, then you die. And it's like, whoa. So, next slide. It's the most powerful force in the world. When you look at the power by definition means, the definition of power means the ability to do something or act in a particular way, especially as a faculty or quality. To the most powerful forces in the world are actually God and Jesus, the Bible, religious faith, dreams, true happiness, peace of mind, and prosperity for one's soul. Like, in my mind, the most powerful force in the world is God and Jesus by far. You know, it's like all those who march with the army of God and Jesus as our Savior shall be saved on this earth and have everlasting peace. I firmly am a strong, strong believer of that. You know, I am a believer. I've always been a believer of Jesus. So, like, Jesus and God are just like these entities, these holy entities that you can look up to and just pray to for advice or anything. You can ask them anything, they'll just give you an answer, and they'll always be there for you. So that's in my mind the most powerful force in the world is God and Jesus and the Bible. You know, like our religious faith on what we can accomplish as a society and do as like human beings. So, move on to the next slide for you. Space care introduction. A new command. This is a quote by Jesus. Okay. A new command I give you: love one another as I have loved you. So you must love one another. Jesus. You know, and I'm going to tell you the truth. Whenever I thought of space care started with the idea of love for one another in mind, you know. Love for this world, love for the people, love for society, love for humanity, love for mankind, love for Jesus, and love for God. So when I, saw myself floating past Pluto in a casket, I asked a real simple question. I was like, how did I get there? That's when I was able to piece together and come back from that dreamlike state and be like, this is how to actually do this, you know. This is how to give mankind immortal bodies. And I was just so excited about it. I was like, oh my God. And this is incredible. It was like a mind-altering transformation in my mind where I'm like, that is so cool to the point where I'm like, I have to tell everyone now. This is just so cool. So we're moving on to the next slide for you, Bill. That's kind of the basics in space care introduction, you know. You know, kind of how space care works, you know. Life brings with it the byproduct of death. The unknowingness of whether you will be here tomorrow or sometime next week is a frightening but real thought most people encounter every single day. So how space care works is this. Space care will be a new burial service for mankind that essentially states to all its users, regardless of how someone perishes, space care will be there to ensure they truly never perish. Even though they may have fallen asleep some time ago, space care and space itself will be there to say, rest in peace, my friends, rest in peace. You know, that's the one thing about death is like, death is a hard place to find comfort in, you know. So what space care will do for its members and how it works is like, we will basically hold a memorial just like any traditional funeral service for the family who have lost a loved one. We will also provide emotional support and basically help the family move along its way and get back into a functioning order, okay? We're going to basically be there for the family too, once we launch in space and stuff like that. So let's hop over into the space care burial services. So we right now. I thought of three covered burial services. One being the basic coverage. This coverage essentially when someone passes away, we will make sure their body, mind, and soul makes it to the stars. It means we'll just launch them to the heavens. Once they pass away, we'll just launch them to heaven. This is like the most basic coverage. The explorer coverage. This is a little different. I'm gonna warn you in advance. Might not make a lot of sense to some of you guys, but this will make a lot of sense down the road once you get to the third coverage. You know, the Explorer coverage. This is when we actually hook the policyholders up to the Explorer coverage package, where when we launch them into deep space, we actually provide their entire family with the ability to not only view the person from space, but also be able to talk to them, see how their body's holding up, and really get a bird's eye view of the person from space. We're going to essentially track these people's sleeper cells until they either get picked up by an alien spaceship out there deep space, or until they get hit by an asteroid, or get sucked into a black hole, or they land on a new planet. You know, that's one of the things about the Explorer packages. You don't really know if you're going to because the only way you're going to we're going to lose track of them is if they either get out of our DSM network, which I have an idea on how to keep expanding that, but essentially, we're going to track them until they're either sleeper cells destroyed or the welcome back coverage. This policy is like any other coverage where we launch them into space, track their sleeper cells, give them full audio and visual support to the family, but we also put them on a list that essentially states, if we ever figure out how to bring someone back to life, you will be one of the first chosen few who are eligible to come back in life. That makes sense? You know, if we figure out how to bring someone back from the beyond through, I don't know, nanobots, a vaccine of something. I have an idea on how, but I'm not going to mention this video. But anyways, like, that's just that's like the welcome back coverage for you, where it's like, it's going to be the most expensive coverage, but it'll essentially say to the people who purchase it, if we ever do figure out how to basically bring you back, give you immortality, we will. Because you were a good soul the first time around, and we want to see what you'll do in the next life and stuff like that. We'll definitely have reasons on why we bring people back and stuff like that. We want to bring back random people. We could bring back, I don't know, it all depends on welcome back coverage. But anyways, that's kind of the coverages for you, the basic coverages, the basic idea on the coverages for you. And the next slide is about the benefits of space care to space exploration programs. I will tell you a little bit about this. Is like, when I was a child, I used to play outside with my best friend Eric all day, every day. I mean, we would do everything together. We built forts together. We raced on motorized scooters. I'm talking, I had this motorized scooter that could just crank up the hill. I'm telling you, it could go like 25 miles per hour up the hill. I'm like 10 years old. I'm just flying up this hill on a scooter. It was some of the coolest stuff. And we really enjoyed the process of life as a kid. And one memory in particular, though, was a time during the summer, I believe. I was probably 8 years old, maybe less. And we were walking down the street with Eric, and we were talking about our future selves and who we wanted to be when we were older. And I remember I thought it. I was like, I want to be an astronaut. You see, that's one of the beauties of space care too. Is like, we can all become our own little astronauts floating through space and chilling the cosmos for all eternity. It's like, when you think about it, like, we all do deserve peace of mind and satisfaction of being able to live forever, don't we? And it's like, space here can offer that to people. So, and here's some added benefits to space exploration programs. Space here can also help with the following. Protection from unknown or life-threatening events from space. Help with perfecting and mastering our deep space network communications. Basically, because if you look up our DSN right now, I think we have like 2 deep space probes out there probing the universe, trying to track it right now. I'm telling you, we could have thousands of things just like the probe, but there'd be people in a sleeper cells that are doing the exact same thing, tracking, measuring, tracking the cosmos, doing stuff, basically getting research done, and sensors imputing and censoring, giving it back details to us, coming back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, transmitting all possible scenario outcomes, and just like, we can really help with space travel, help with research, technology on space-related events, and help with moving mankind forward in this life, I don't know about you, but I feel kind of like, when I think about space, it's like, I know we got the rockets to get up there, but what is out there? It's just a whole big mystery. And, there's also other benefits to space care, like providing, like, it can provide with helping with financial issues and funding various space exploration programs out in the world on neat space exploration ideas. I do have some, as CEO of Space Care, I have ideas on how to, like, mine the asteroid belt, literally, like, mine which planets we should mine for the resources and what we should build with the resources we take from planets. I've already thought about that in advance of some planets. I got some, like, really good ideas that, like, once we get some pieces of space care set up, we can essentially move forward with these ideas and get them in place and basically show mankind how to save itself when in a space-related catastrophe. And there's other stuff too, but other stuff, there's like added benefits to space exploration programs. And the benefits to society that space here can provide to people is like, when you think about life, like, life itself can seem like a roller coaster of mixed emotions, mixed events, and best of all, mixed journeys and views on life. Our paths come and go as the seasons change, but what stands the test of time through wars, riots, chaos, misery, and even death itself is God. The existence of God. The proof and the satisfaction in life of knowing in our hearts and souls that God is real, God is powerful, God is good, and God is the Almighty God we worship and pray to every single day. The simple fact that because God said so, we shall listen and follow him. And, you know, Space Care has the ability to prove in the existence of God, heaven, and the Bible. I'm not going to go in this video now, but I may in a future video. And, like, the second coming of Christ states that when Jesus returns to save this world, all those who are left will be brought up in the clouds and be given new, immortal bodies. And, you know, I firmly believe in the second coming of Christ, and Space Care will do the following. Space Care will provide immortal bodies. Space Care will provide peace of mind for people. And Space Care can provide a trust so deep in someone else's soul that not even Satan himself could corrupt this individual to think otherwise. It's a bond with Jesus, because I am a firm believer. You believe Jesus is your Savior, and Jesus is the King of Kings, you can do anything in this world. And, you know, like, that's truthfully it says, like, what's next is, like, at this current moment in time, I'm making this video on December 23rd at 1:26 a.m. on Monday. And this current moment in time, at the beginning of 2020, Space Care isn't officially launched yet. But I have been talking to NASA and reach out to various space exploration programs, see if they will help design the rockets and caskets, sleeper cells, you know, Space Care is going to use for every and all members. You know, I already have the specs of the rocket, the design work. I'm just kind of getting, and so right now, as Shonar and Creator Space Care, I'm looking to partnership with local life insurance companies at the moment to help give people hope and create a solid partnership that will potentially last forever, you know. And Space Care is also looking for investors who are wanting to help save the world, change humanity as a whole, and as a nation together. And I'll leave with this quote, you know. I just found myself happy with the simple things, appreciating the blessings God gave me. So, hope you enjoy this presentation on Space Care.